Alright everybody, I'm going to just do like a real quick video on this because like genuinely I cannot stand Hassan Piker. I don't like him. I think he's a prick. Really just I hate hearing his voice. But this is two differences where like I can see what he's saying and how it all took off and where Twitter just went mental on what he's trying to say. So here's the very short clip of what he said.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
See, right away, he fucked up, right? He fucked up classically because he kept saying real job, you know, and streamers, because again, this is just a 20-second clip, right? So before I dive into this, we're going to do an expansion on this. And again, I cannot stand this guy. Like, I really don't like him. I think he's a piece of shit. But on the expanded clip, I can see exactly what he's saying. And at first I was like, because I don't like the guy, I was like, man, I'm going to smoke this fool. I can exactly tell what he's trying to say, but he just did it in an absolutely awful way. So we'll play the first clip again. And then I'll go into the extended version.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean?
So it's like a real job, or he keeps saying that, and that is one of his biggest faults. A real job, a real job, a real job. Just say a job, because later he does it again. He makes the exact same mistake. Keeps saying a real job, whether you know, like he talks about accountants, you know, and how like it's not so socially exhausting compared to another real job. They're both real jobs, but he keeps making that mistake. You know, that linguistic mistake. Anyway, you'll see exactly what I'm trying to say. Right, here we go.
No. Social battery wise, unless you're in retail,
right.
Unless you're in...
Right off the bat, it says social battery wise. For years, when I was looking for jobs, I wanted the minimal amount of human reaction. I wanted to work in the backside, you know, logistics, warehouse jobs, anything that required minimal human contact, right? I didn't want it. I don't care for it. I hate most people, right? So this is what they cut off and say real job. And again, he's shooting himself in the foot by saying real jobs. He should have just said like, he's not saying like one job isn't a real job compared to another. He's just saying that like different jobs take different exertions, you know. Like you working all day in a warehouse is different from you, you know, talking to customers all day on a service desk. You know, it's two different things, and there's two different like mentalities to come to that. No, physical, mental. So, like,
fucking retail. It's very different. You're out of touch. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here, and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job.
See what I'm saying? He keeps saying real job, and that's why it's fucking him up. He should just say a sales job is not the same as like an accountant job. You know, he keeps saying real job, and people are getting hung up on that, and they're like, what the fuck do you mean? What do you mean? Why is my job not a real job? You know, like, it's so obvious. Like, his terminology is terrible. It's terrible. The way he's putting this across is awful, but I know what he's trying to say.
Okay? I'm telling you, as someone who did both, like, 9 hours of constant performance and people-pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do fucking physical labor. It would not bother me.
See, that's bullshit, because I worked in a call center. This as well. I worked in a call center, and I once watched a 12-hour shift, and every time I had to answer the phone, I had to go like, "Hello, thanks for calling Student Loan Company. My name's Ian. How can I help you?" For 12 hours, and I had to do that for a year or whatever that I worked there. You know what I'm saying? Wait, what was I saying?
Fucking do.
Wait, hold on.
Can't fucking do 9 hours of that. I could probably do fucking physical.
Oh, that's my point. Is like, see, saying like, even if I do like 8-9 hours of social shit, I'll still go and drop it like an 8-hour shift of physical shit. You ain't dropping an 8-hour like shift. You ain't doing shit. What happened to the physical? Physical meets mental meets physical. You ain't doing shit. You think after an 8-hour shift of you talking to some fucking moron 18-year-olds about their student loans, you're gonna be like, ah man, let's go and pick up some logs. You ain't doing shit. Fuck off. And that's the point I try to make. Is what I do get is like, when you've done that all day, the next person who speaks to you is just like, will you get the fuck out of my face? Just want to watch some TV. Anyway.
Labor, it would not bother me, but I can't fucking do more social shit. That's my point. Like, there are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparison.
Real jobs. He keeps saying it. Real jobs. Like, implying there's false ones. This real thing is just killing the dude. It's just killing him.
Service sector, people-pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like, I think, customer service type shit. But like, if you're an accountant, or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours with like a back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery, and you just tap out after it.
See, I agree to an extent, because he's right. Like, just talking to people for like 8-9 hours is exhausting. You're just constantly trying to appease folk, fix the problems, whatever. But here's the problem with the analogy he's making. When I worked in a call center, had absolutely no position of power. I didn't do shit. Some guy would call up and go, "Why isn't my son's application process shit? Do you realise he's not going to go to college this year because of you?" While I'm making minimum wage and have absolutely no control over his application process. Here's the difference. This guy gets to choose exactly how much power he wields. Down to the fucking wire. He can ban words in his chat. I could literally right now go into his chat and go, "Hi, Hassan, hate you," and he would ban my ass. He has complete and utter control over his stream. So the difference between like being met from a pressure outside of yourself, you know, like you have to meet quotas. There used to be, like when I used to work in a call center, there was a whiteboard at the end of my aisle where all our computers were, and all of our fastest average times were on there, like for our calls. So like I would be like, people were like, 4:52, 5:12, 5:13, all that shit. And the faster they were, they encouraged it because it cut down, means you could answer more calls. But also, if you were better, you got off the phones and you could roam the floor. So what they used to have was like problem fixers before they went to like the actual, let me speak to your manager. So if somebody had a question that somebody else couldn't answer, you would go over and give the person the answer. So if you got number one, you get to go over there. Thing is, that's completely different. Here, he has complete and utter control of the whole scenario. There's no pressure. He can say, fuck you, shut up, ban, time out. Like, it's completely different from you working for someone else and thinking I'm going to get fired if I don't meet my quota or whatever. This is the problem I have with the example he's trying to make right here. It's absolute shite.
Yeah, think about it this way. Like, you give presentations for your job, right? Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. It's like,
I mean, I get it. That's what you're going to do for the rest of the video. But again, you're the boss of the company. I'm not. Like, that's it. There's a vast, vast difference on that between me, like, oh no, if I don't do this or whatever. There was literally, it was a 4-month contract, and they were looking at who the top, like, say there was like 500 employees. They were looking at the times to see who were the best, and they were going to hire, like, say 300. I got a spot because I was one of the top. I think even going because the job is shit. But anyway, I got one of the top. Motherfucker, you don't have to stream for 3 weeks and you can come on, you know, with your slippers and your cappuccino. No, nothing's going to change. You don't have the same social pressure that you're talking about that someone else might do in that social situation. Like, just chill out, fuck off. And this is where the whole thing breaks. Again, I do not like the guy. He made mad points, but towards the end there, that's where it's ski whiffed. It's ski whiffed. It's ski whiffed. Anyway, peace out. I'll see you later.